In the beginning, as many of us will remember, we were all bangers on the keys. We just banged with either our flat open hands like this, or we took our fists and we just banged on the keys. That was part of our association with keyboard. And these days, there's so many smally priced keyboards that you can get to anyone age can enjoy. They don't have to be young, they can be old, they can be senior citizens, they can be your parents, you can get them as a surprise gift. These keyboards are like from $14, I mean amazing, all the way to maybe $29, and then a $39 one is like a full size. Anyway, I just want to encourage people to get keyboards in front of people to even see if they'll bang on them. And banging on them is good. And just going and putting a keyboard in front of anyone, again, just to see it in front of it and bang on it. And some people will say, oh, no, you have to have like structured lessons to learn how to play the piano. No, not these days. These days, there's all these keyboards around in there to bang on. First thing you do is just, you can hit the rhythm section on them. You can play, all kinds of like beats and stuff like that. Have a great time. And then play along with them. They have some given songs that are in there. Anyway, the point is that that's like where you start, right? So you kind of start with mush. It's just mushy blah. And so what I'm trying to talk about here is encouraging. It's probably an encouragement type speech here about if you consider that when the very beginning of yourself starting to play keyboard, you were banging on the thing and everything else like that, or just mush, eventually, and how you got there can be all kinds of different ways, can be structured, whatever, you became like playing exactly what you wanted to play, or there was a distinct thing that happened. It was a transformation from that banging to whatever. The point is you can apply that same long view of time into each piece, each song that you play. In learning it, it will encourage you along. Like if you are trying to play a written piece of music, depending on how fast you can read, I've encouraged people to just read right through it, even read through the repeats and just turn the pages, keep reading, just kind of banging, trying to reach where the music tells you to go. I mean, there's a distance thing here. Where do you got to go? Do you got to go this way? You got to go both this way? Do you have to play against each other's hand? There's there is a whole lot of things that you can do in the just kind of reading the block and the music and sitting in front of your piano or keyboard. And just turning the music, if you can read music, of course. But let's just say you're just writing, and you wanted to go, just in some direction as you were writing. And you didn't really know where you wanted to go, but you wanted to go somewhere. And you wanted to have like something playing, obviously in your left-hand bass part, and you wanted to have something playing in your right-hand guitar part. So, if you were just playing like this as a kid, just pressing down keys like this, eventually your fingers would start pressing into certain keys. And then at that point, you'd start hearing things that are cool sounding, and you'd kind of look at them and you'd have to play them over and over again to know what you wanted to play that sounded good with each other. And that was kind of a repetitive type, looking for that picture that you saw, and you kept playing it over and over and over again. Now, I have kind of refined that idea with a little bit of instruction to whoever you give this keyboard to, whatever, to try to teach them octaves, whether you're on a sharp or whether you're on a letter, and play those octaves in the left hand. And then that kind of gives your left hand something to do. And it also kind of grounds the keyboard itself. So whatever you tend to play on top of those octaves has the greatest possibility of sounding great. Which goes back to my picture mush thing, that if you're playing in the right hand guitar part, all mush and stuff like that. But then in the left hand, you're playing just pure octaves. And now I'm pressing I'm pressing notes together, maybe 2 or 3 of them, and I all of a sudden start hearing something that I like. And when I like it, I gotta remember it. I gotta remember the picture. So I might have to play it many times in order to find it again. And I'm like, oh, I was playing something last night and it sounded so cool. And that's why I encourage everyone to just be very free and not know where you're going. Here I'm going opposite direction. I'm thinking that I wanted to do, but then you can just moving around and just finding things, but keeping the same rule that in the left hand is always an octave. It's always a bass note. It's just always an octave. It's always there. I think that's important because even if you're playing one note, you have to be able to, and whether you're playing on a sharp or on a sharp flat or on a letter, in the right hand guitar, frees yourself up to be able to make harmonies, whatever is in that bass note. And then all of a sudden you might hit, you hear something, you're like, and then I always like to chromatic move it if I hear something that I like. And I always test it with a chromatic type movement. Oh yeah, I like that. That's good. That's good. Okay. But then I'm trying to find an octave that goes with that chord. And I found that there's a lot of them that go with that chord. That exact chord that came from mushing. Okay, well now I have to take this to the next level because I keep talking about the chord mushing into the chord. Okay, well that's cool. But what about if you were doing like a ragtime thing and you had to hop? And you had to practice the distance of the hop. You could not take the hopping, right? And get it exact. Now, once again, the bottomest firstest note is usually going to be an octave. But those other notes are hopping to it. And I had to kind of get used to doing that. And I had to get used to doing that, so I will keep checking out what the hopping is going to and how far it is from each other. So I'm going, but I'm going to be kind of sloppy in the beginning, but I always am going octave, octave, octave. Once again, and I will repeat this a million times, I like to play my octaves with my first and fourth finger in both hands, really. And using the fifth finger if I need to play an octave with the fifth finger, but always leaving the fifth finger kind of dangling out there. Because the fourth finger is so strong, and I'm going to be playing a lot of octaves. A lot of them. A ton of them in the left hand. More in the left hand than, well, I'll be playing a lot of octaves in the right hand if you're going into 4 or 5 note chords. Yes. But in the left hand, it's like the primary thing, especially the way I teach and play and whatever, is the left hand are octaves. Octave, 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 octaves all the time because that's so cool. So even if you're hopping, the right hand guitar part I wanted to play extremely quickly because it was so much fun in the left hand going on there. So if the left hand has an octave in its mind, but it has to hop somewhere, I want to get to someplace, but I might have to practice it. So how do I practice it? I do it mushily or not mushily, but not exactly. I'm going that distance, but I'm not playing exactly in the first place. I'm going like kind of hitting where I'm trying to go, whatever. And also kind of deciding how many notes do I want to play. Do I want to play 2 notes only? Do I want to play 3 notes only? Do I want to play, do I want to move it? I mean, if I move it like that, do I want to play 3 or 2 notes only? That's what mush can tell you, mush into exactness. Because you're starting with something and then all of a sudden you're going to go to something. You are, right? Wait, you are going to go to something, right? I don't know what I'm going to go to, but I'm going to go. Here. So I always like practicing chromatically in the beginning, all chromatic neighbors, because they are great to each other. They are neighbors, and they're the picture changes so much from. I'm going to go to octaves. Anyways, that 1 and 4 finger. I know I just said that way back, and now I'm returning to it. That 1 and 4 finger is really. Once you find something you like, you can just go with it and chromatic move it up and down, and then you can hop it. But you got to practice it. I mean, I'm looking down there a little bit. And are you going to play all 3 notes? Are you going to play all 3 notes? Or are you going to play only 2 notes? But in the beginning, well, you're always playing an octave, 1 and 4, hopefully, or some 1 and 5 if you want to. But you want to practice the distance. So don't be afraid to practice the distance sloppily. Sometimes you go way too far. Sometimes you go too short. But you always got the octave on the first beat. And you're going wherever you want to go. The idea is if you were open to going anywhere, then it would be fantastic because you could keep doing that. You could keep doing that. And discovering all kinds of new sounds, which will really be like, but instead of this is in a bouncing bass form, practice by first going sloppily. I don't know where I'm going. I know I'm going to play an octave. And I don't know. I'm just kind of playing sloppily, and then I'm going to neaten it up, and I'm going to be able to hop the right distance that I want to because I practice that distance hopping. Well, from mushy to exact.